Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Life Talk, where we talk about life and more. Today I'm here to share a bit of a funny incident. Last week somebody proposed to me and and also a bit about extramarital affairs, the psychology behind it and why do people fall into these affairs. So before that, let's hit into the story. It was a usual day in my clinic and it was raining. And I didn't have a single case that day, so I was alone. So I was enjoying the rain and sipping my coffee. And suddenly I saw this guy, rushing inside the clinic. He was drenched in rain and he looked straight at me. I have seen him somewhere, I think he lives around the neighborhood. The first thing that comes in my mind when I saw him is, oh, here comes the money. You can't blame me for that because I didn't have a single case that day. So I asked him to come inside. He came in and he sat beside me and we started talking. Within 5 minutes of a chat, I could figure out that, he's nowhere heading towards money. And in another 5 minutes, he actually proposed to me. I was shocked, to be very honest, because I was not expecting this, not like this, not at my age. But it was funny. Anyway, it took me a few moments to get back to my sense, to my brutal self. So I looked at him again and I asked, do you know that I'm married? He said, yes, I know. I have seen you with your kids and your husband. I said, okay. Do you know that I'm married for 15 years? He was a little shocked, but he said, no, I did not, because I never thought you were married for this long. I said, yes, I'm married for this long. Do you know what it means to get married to a person for 15 years? He looked confused this time. He said, oh, does that mean that you love your husband that much? I said, no. It means that I am in a stage where I started to hate all the mankind. Okay, without an exception. Without an exception, I hate them all. From age 0 to age 100, I hate them, each and every one of them. So the one thing that is preventing me from reaching your throat and ripping it apart is my fast thinning conscience. So you have exactly 5 seconds to run out of my clinic and out of my sight. Okay? So take it and save your life. I said this with such ferocity. He actually believed each sentence that I said. He ran out of my clinic and I have never seen him ever since. So I had a good laugh. Every time that I remember this incident, it just cracks me up. So that's it. But this incident had me thinking about another topic, extramarital affairs. So what is the psychology behind extramarital affairs? Why do people fall into these affairs? So let's talk about that a little bit. So why do people fall into extramarital affairs? The answer lies in the very nature of the human being. We are not monogamous. We are not designed specifically for a single partner. We are polygamous in nature. But unlike other species, we are able to control or tame our nature or our emotions. And that is the reason why we have evolved into the top of all the species, wherein we can dominate all other species. Because we can control our emotions, our thoughts, and our actions. If you look deeply into our society, we can see that the foundation stone of our society is a stable family. So society and the state or religion has developed multiple and dubious ways to keep a couple in a monogamous relationship to attain that stable family concept. Otherwise, our world will end up in a chaos. So how does this affect our relationship? In every relationship, there is an initial phase called honeymoon phase where you are completely in love with your partner. Everything around you is rosy and glossy and you are head over heels in love with your partner. And when that period gets over, slowly the reality sinks in black and white. You start to take each other for granted. The routinism sets in. Every day you have to go to the same place, to the same house, to the same complaints. You will get bored. And in a few days you can notice that the things that once you find cute in your partner will start to irritate you. And slowly, after a long period, you will end up in a relationship bored, irritated, and furious. This is the time that you're most vulnerable to fall in love again. A kind look, a shoulder to cry on, or even a bit of attention from anyone around you, be that your neighbor, your friend, your colleague, or even a stranger from internet. Something snaps inside you. Within no time, you will be falling into the category of people who's having an affair. So what are the consequences of these affairs? Every actions of ours will have consequences. Good or bad, there will be consequences. Because these things you cannot hide forever. Because they will come to haunt you someday or other. So here is my advice. So before falling for someone else, take a step back and think for yourself. Do you really value your relationship? If your answer is no, you can be in a very toxic or abusive or in a very unsatisfied relationship. If that is the case, then no reason should hold you down. You should get out of that relationship and start your life afresh. But if the answer is yes, if you do value your relationship, then there is a tremendous amount of work to be done on your body, in your mind, and your emotions. There should be sacrifices to be done to protect and to nourish your marriage and your relationship. I have seen many people falling into affair to fulfill that missing element in their relationship. If that is the case, then you are in a wild goose chase. There is no one out there who can fulfill all your fantasies. Every person is imperfect in many ways. So there will be always something missing in every relationship. Definitely in a long-term relationship. So if you are trying to fulfill that missing element in someone else, then you are living in a mirage. It's never going to happen. So, the missing element. That is the one thing that makes a relationship boring. And also, that is the one thing that makes every relationship interesting. Because you can fill that missing element. You can fill the missing part with your own ideas, with your own emotions and creativity. You can have a bit of personal touch to your relationship. So the point is, you can create this beautiful relationship together. All it takes is a bit of creativity and a bit of effort. I remember my dad telling me this. A good relationship is like a good cuisine. If you look into the ingredients, they're all different. They come from different plants, they come from different family, their tastes are different, their characters, properties, everything is different. But in the hands of a good cook, they create magic together. All it takes is a bit of seasoning and a bit of cooking. So with that thought in mind, let me wind up today's section. If you really enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment and share. And also, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.